Hi everybody, Pat Huntoon here with Technique Junkies, and today I'm here to show you a new product or a newer product to the marketplace called Pixie Spray. This spray is going to revolutionize the way that you use stencils. I am not kidding. I am so in love with this spray and I think you will love it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show how to use Pixie Spray. I'm also going to introduce you to our new blending brushes and the iZink dye inks. This is why this product is going to revolutionize the way that you stencil. First of all, this is a light tack repositional adhesive spray that was meant to be used on stencils. So it is designed to be used exactly how we're going to use it. And what I'm going to do is show you how to use it with Technique Junkie sprays and with Technique Junkie inks so that you can see for yourself how it works. And so let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is I am going to take a stencil like this, which has all of these tendrils. Okay, so this is called Tentacles. It's from a Colorful Life Design. It's a 6x9 stencil. I'm going to take this stencil and I'm going to spray it. Okay, so I should mention a few things before I actually spray. A stencil like this can be hard for people because it's got all these loose little tentacle parts. Okay, see all those loose little parts? And those tend to lift while we're doing things. Pixie Spray is going to save you from that. So what I'm going to do is I decide that this is going to be my back. I'm going to take the Pixie Spray. I'm going to spray it on the back of this. Now, keep in mind that this is a adhesive spray, so you want to work in a work surface that is covered, because you want to work so something can collect the excess that goes off. It is a spray. It's an aerosol spray. Then you're going to let this sit for 60 seconds. Okay, so about 60 seconds has passed and it's tacky on this side. So I'm just going to put a piece of cardstock down. Now this is just, this is Cougar White, and I'm just going to put this right over the top of this, the stencil right over the top. And you could see how firmly that lays. Okay, so it lays nice and firmly on there. None of those little pieces are up. And I'm going to spray this. All right, a little bit of Miami Vice Shimmering Bliss. A little bit of Vivid Volt Shimmering Bliss. I'm sorry that that's so dirty, but sometimes my hands aren't clean when I'm spraying, and I don't take the time to clean them before I spray. Now, I love the way these two shimmer sprays look together. I think they just make such a beautiful green where they meet. I'm going to let that sit for a second, and then all I'm going to do is just clean this off so that the stencil is nice and clean. Now watch this. Normally when you spray a piece like this, the spray will go underneath the stencil and you won't get a crisp image. Look at the crispness of this image. I mean, I think, look at this, peels right off. All right, look how crisp that image is. I mean, can you see that? I mean, it's perfectly crisp. There's no underspray. Look at how beautiful that is. I mean, that is revolutionary. If I did this without the spray, it would be a very different look. Let me show you with my primitive fish here, because it's a similar stencil in that it is it has a lot of big open areas and it can lift a little bit. I'm going to show you the same two colors with that. I'm going to show you how underspraying it. We're going to see some underspray, because you can see these parts aren't perfectly flat, especially as your stencils age. They tend to lift a little bit. Same two colors. And then this was not sprayed. This stencil was not sprayed. So this is the primitive fish, not sprayed. So I'm just going to wipe that down quick. It lifted already. But you can see how you don't have the crispness in the edges. Look at how it's not crisp. It kind of, you get that underspray part. I am spraying this with Pixie Spray. Now this stencil is going to use quite a bit. It's not a clean stencil. I'm going to let that sit for 60 seconds and I will show you sprayed with this one. Okay, this Pixie Spray's been there for a good 60 seconds or more. So I'm just going to put it back over my stencil, just like the other way. Press it down a little bit and give this a shot with the same two colors we used on the other one, the Vivid Volt, which I love, and the Miami Vice. Oh my gosh, look at the difference between these two. So you can see, obviously, this is the one that used the Pixie Spray. This is the softer one that I just laid down. It really does change the crispness of your project. Let me show you with inks. So a couple of things I'm going to show you. First of all, I'm going to use the same stencil because this tackiness on this Pixie Spray will stay tacky for a little bit, for several uses. So I'm going to put this down. I'm going to put this over the top again. You see I'm putting it on paper. I find that having the paper underneath it, it gives it a secondary point to hold down. And I'm not even really pressing that down. That's on there. Okay, so I am going to be using the new blending brushes that we're offering. These things are amazing for blending ink. Our blending brushes come in a pack of 10, so there's all different sizes. I'm going to use the 2 medium sizes. There's this big giant one. There's some smaller ones. There's plenty in here if you want to get into little parts and pieces. So I'm going to start with these two. And we're going to be using the Aladdin ice ink dyes. So we're going to be using South Sea, which is Mer de Sud, and Ocean, along with Vervienne, which is Verbena. So as you can see, they have a nice foam pad on them. And I'm just going to take these brushes and just rub it right on the top. I'm just rubbing very lightly. It doesn't look like you have a lot of ink on there, but trust me, you have ink on there. And watch. Look at how beautifully that blends in there. I mean, that is smooth. I am not doing any work with this. And look at how evenly that blends. I don't know if the camera's catching that, but it blends so evenly. So I'm going to change colors here. To blend these together. So these dye inks that I'm using, these are blendable, they are mixable, they're dilutable, that you can watercolor with them. I can get good effects by using water with them because they're a dye ink. Okay, so now since I'm only using, you see how that stencil is not lifting in any way? I mean, I'm getting a perfectly blended, beautiful, beautiful background here. So if you want to know how design teams and some of the pros use stencils so beautifully, they're using an adhesive spray. So let's add our last color. Now, since I have both brushes dirty, I can do one of two things. I can go take this and just run it under water to wash it, but this time I'm just going to rub it off on here just until it runs pretty clear. To wash these, you just wash them in soapy water. That's it. Just a little warm water with a little dish soap in it is perfect. So I'm going to add this third color, which is Ocean. So by mixing and blending the colors together, I'm getting a nice little color palette there, a nice little multicolored color palette. So let's just lift this off. And look at that. Can you see how perfect that is? Not one of those lifted. I mean, it's just so colorful and so beautiful. This is really, it's just life-changing as far as I'm concerned. I just think it's beautiful. So that's today's tutorial on how to use Pixie Spray and blending brushes and the new ice ink dye inks. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did, please give me a thumbs up on YouTube and consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching today. Bye now.